BagFuel, baby.
Oh,
Yo.
Oh, it's gonna be a festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's a festival, man. S.O.
We'll wait for a
Bubz.
little while to light it, so you know what I mean?
Nah.
Because it'd be weird with the weed content.
No, well, I was smoking.
Yeah, he right.
Last time that we smoked, it was like shit was up. So I don't know if that really means something. Maybe we can't light it on camera. You just have the smoke going. What you say, Ghost?
This algorithm is weird, Bubsy.
I hate it.
Yeah, so we just doing our
man.
thing.
Fresh off the jet.
Welcome back to Shiest. Welcome back to BagFuel, Shiest Bubz, because we did one a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Before we had Ghost, it did some pretty good number. It actually went viral. Damon reposted,
Dame
went
Dash
viral.
reposted.
But the look that we got is totally different now.
Mm-hmm.
So we needed to bring
The
Shiest
conversation's different too.
In the words of Fat Joe, yesterday's price is not today's, man.
Buzz
You heard?
Man, Bubsy, man.
What's up, man?
How does it feel that you survived Prohibition?
We still going through it, man. It's still ugly out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
You think, because the culture, everything seems to be, good in like New York and LA. And so, I don't know about the other towns, but the towns where it matters for your culture seems to be very lax. So that's how I look at it. Prohibition
It's definitely lax. It feels good to be able to say, damn, weed is legal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For a long time it was legal in California, and I feel like, always going back and forth, it was like, oh, like, it's illegal where you're at. Like, so to say it's illegal is like, you don't know what good weed is. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So it's always like this, like, bravado stigma of legalization to, you know what I'm saying, the black market, so to speak. So now that it's all legal, it's like, it's still those type of, you know what I mean?
Energies.
Yeah, it's still those type of energies where it's like, oh, you guys got trash in New York. You know what I'm saying? You guys are growing garbage.
But technically, compared to a lot of places, technically, don't we have trash? Isn't it a select few of people like yourself that are connoisseurs and people that have good weed? But when I go to California, even if I'm copping dispensary weed, people that's growing it, the texture, the smell, the smoke is different. Your weed, I can get it and I fuck with it. That's why I be like, Bubs, I only fuck with your bud.
But do you think that's because of
That's because you get it out of my personal bag.
Do you think that's because of the temp? Yeah.
I go to his house to get it.
You getting it out the family bag. You're not getting it out the, like, I'm selling shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is that because of the temperature, the state? Like, you know how they always say pizza and bagels
I know where you're going with it. I know where you're going
because
with
of the water?
So look,
what are you thinking?
When you grow oranges, right? And you think about the best oranges, where are you thinking about?
Hey,
Florida.
yeah.
Right? That doesn't mean that you can't grow oranges other places. But there's a reason why it grows in Florida.
Because of the weather.
It's near the equator.
It's tropical. It rains a lot there.
New York is nowhere near that.
This is where school comes into play. You dig what I'm saying? Some niggas was in this class. Some niggas was in that class. What we tell you, man?
We was in this class.
When you were a kid,
I was in the class that wasn't down the hall.
Listen, we wasn't judging though.
No, of course
Because
not.
at the end of the day, when you end up in your homeroom, it wasn't because you chose to be in that motherfucking homeroom. It's because that's where you tested and ended up at.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
We was in 491. We was in the engineering program.
Honors.
We was in the honors program from Jump Street and stayed there until I graduated.
That must have fucked niggas' heads up, because they're like, these ain't no, like, square nerd niggas, and they lit, and they in this program. The psychology had to fuck up the
Yo, I'm
whole...
gonna tell you some ill shit. Yo, Rand, check this shit out, right? When I was in junior high school, right, I went to the school that was basically just opening. You know what I'm saying? All the homies, we went to PS 87, so we all took the test. You know what I'm saying? We like, oh, they got this new fly school. This shit sound fly. Everybody wanna go, right? So, it ain't no cell phones, it ain't no internet, it ain't no it ain't none of that. So you just gotta wait till the next school year to see who's in the school.
Yeah.
Unless it's your people's
Unless you spoke it like, I'm going over there. So
unless that's your mother's friend and y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all tight like that, or you from your neighborhood and you know where they going to school, you don't know until you get there. So I get to the school, none of my homies got in. Wow. And I'm in there with basically wild white kids, you know what I'm saying? So we come into the gym, niggas just like, nerds. I'm like, oh, I'm not a nerd, nigga. What's up? Like, I'm ready to fight. Like, what? You just calling it a nerd. I'll punch you in your face, right? Yo, so I had to deal with that shit. I got through that shit. And then when I got to high school, I was like, yo, I'm not going to school with no white kids. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to embody this nerd shit. Like this, they like, yo, you talk real proper. Like,
Mm-hmm.
who are you? You feel me? I'm
That
like,
was the first Tim that I met.
right?
Yeah.
I
Right?
met that Tim.
13, right?
Right? Because he said my real name. That's his real name. We
Right?
13, right?
Yeah.
By the time that end of the school year, we was both different. Okay, because
Freshman year.
Because I came from Holy Trinity in Queens, okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right? So when I stepped on, but I still lived in the hood. I still lived in Southside, but my mother sent me over there. So by the time we both got to Randolph, my first day at Randolph, word to mother, a girl was like, yo, come here. And I'm like, dumb, right? I'm 13. And she's like 14, whatever. Come here. So she's walking, and you know on the second or fourth floor, whatever we used to be at, she walks through the stair steps door. So I'm still following her because I'm mesmerized. She goes on the top step, and she pulls her dress up, and she's like, I got some pussy for you.
What?
Yes, nigga, my first day at A. Philip Randolph.
Oh, you balling.
First day.
He had a great first day.
Yo, first day.
He always had. You listen.
No,
we said, We said
no, let me say the story. No, let me say the story.
You see that
Let me say the story. No.
Now I want light it.
No, let me say the story.
We was in.
So when Esso's getting married, right? Me and Bubs is chilling. We all dressed up. This is before
Shiest
Esso's.
Bubz was at my marriage.
Yeah.
Shiest Bubz,
He
yeah.
said, man, one thing I'm gonna say about this nigga Rand, he always had the bitches. And then we went back to business. Bub's like, I'm about to do this. We just stopped in mid-convo. Yo, Hyn, and he said, you know my record, Hyn, with the girls. You know me with the joints. But that nigga is different.
Yeah.
That was a fact.
Yeah, we have fun.
And for
Buzz-
a dude for like you to say that, that's some, because
Yo,
I know you.
You see, we say, yo, look. So my first day in high school, right, in campus after
Yeah.
orientation, like our
After
first.
orientation, we had orientation.
Orientation
For the
was-
summer.
Orientation
Yeah.
was cool. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we got to know
But
each
the
other.
first day, I walk into the homeroom, I look around, I was like, wait a minute.
What was you thinking?
I was thinking, now, I said, yo, I asked the nigga, I might have asked Bowie or one of these. I said, yo, I thought this school was 99% black. How was there like 2, 3 white kids in our class?
We had Chinese nigga. Remember
We
the
had
Chinese
Indian,
nigga?
Chinese niggas, right? I'm like, yo,
We was the
this black ass nigga Pete walked by the door. He opened the door, he looked in the class, he looked around, he laughed. He was like, nerds. I said, oh, I can't run from that. I can't get away from this shit, blood.
If homerooms had 45 kids in it, our shit had like 17.
That's like nothing.
Nigga, because nobody was in the engineering program. We didn't know what the fuck we was getting into,
We went to
nigga.
math.
It was me, him. We still know our niggas. Me, him, Malik Bowie,
Word.
Kevin Tolbert,
Yup.
Ronnie Outlaw,
Yup, keep going.
Equation Webster.
Yup.
I know, like, when I see them, we know them because it was only a handful of us that could make it to this fucking class, my nigga. So we walked
You had to
in
know
there.
numbers, man.
Yo,
Angles.
Yo, we
That's
always...
the one thing. Y'all two know numbers.
We knew numbers
fast,
like,
too.
Anybody in that program was smart. And what he was thinking about was entrepreneurial shit back then with the bud. Even back then, I was playing basketball. So my entrepreneurial mind wasn't moving yet.
Too, it was entrepreneurial.
But this is before Cam and Mason them. You know what I'm saying? This is when we was kids, nigga. I'm known for rolling dice and shit like that. That's how I made my money. And he was the one nigga coming. I'll be like, yo, my nigga, you smell like weed. How the fuck you gonna go to class? And you smell like a pound. And you know what this nigga would do? Go home.
Like, I'm not going to class.
He would go home. He would come to class, chill out, lean on him, and God bless the dick. Keshana, was that her name? Light-skinned
Word.
Keshana. God bless her dead. Yeah, him and Keshana would come to class, would come to school, lean on the shit and see niggas and leave. Word to my mother. And niggas, and our homeroom teacher was so cool, Mr. Rogers. And Mr. Rogers.
He's like, look, why are you drunk every
Randy.
day? He'd be like, you drunk every day?
And he'd be like, Randy, tell Tim, tell Mr. Parsons, I saw him. I'll be like, why the fuck you telling me? Well, you know what I'm saying? Why you telling me that you saw this nigga? But he was already
Nigga
on
making
his
me feel
weed
bad
shit.
right now, son.
When I was in college, I would come home and always bump into him, okay? A girl that was in between us, Annie, is dead now. So even when I couldn't find him, she would be like, I spoke to Tim, I saw him, here's his number. So we always was in touch. I didn't even know he was fucking Purple City. How about that?
I went to college with you too, nigga.
For a hot second.
Really?
And he left for a hot second. He went to Morgan State.
But I didn't go to Morgan State, but I lived in Morgan State.
I know what that means.
I did that in a few colleges.
I lived in Cummins Halls, you know what I mean? I was selling weed with E-Dick.
He was fucking with Malik Bowie.
Fucking with Malik.
A nigga in 491 that went to Morgan State.
My nigga from high school.
Right?
My A1, you know what I mean?
They were selling weed back then. And I'm gonna get to the entrepreneurial part right now because niggas gotta know the background. When I found out he was Purple City, so I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go get this weed. Shiest Bubz. Who the fuck is this Shiest Bubz nigga? Purple City. Oh, you know Shiest Bubz. Shiest Bubz said he know you. So I go see this nigga. I'm like, it's Tim. You Shiest Bubz? Right? So he come give me the weed. Yummy's in the back seat. This is 2004.
Yup.
Yummy's in the back seat. Rock Wilder's in the front seat. He jumps in the back seat, gives us the weed and says, yo, keep it. He said, yo, come to my house. I came to his house, nigga. When you walked in the door, it was fucking pounds of weed on both sides of the wall. I'm getting chills. I'm like, why the fuck did this nigga bring me in this fucking house? I'm not a drug dealer. How is this house
locked up?
Yo, how is this house not getting raided? And in the back, it was niggas like Jim Jones and all of them niggas before niggas was known. Niggas was in his house, Smoke Dizza. I didn't even know Smoke Dizza was Smoke. Word to my mother.
That's word to everything you love.
Word to everything I love. I didn't even know Smoke Dizza was Smoke Dizza. I knew Smoke Dizza as Shiest Bubz, man. And I bumped into him and said something to him one day. And niggas like, oh my God, you know Smoke Dizza? I'm like, no. Yo, that nigga right there, that's Smoke Dizza. Oh shit. Shiest man is Smoke Dizza? Real talk. This is how we was tight and they was making the money off of then, right?
Yes. Hello.
What was your plan though to transition that? Because I always ask you this. How was you gonna stay out jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be a rapper and be a part of Purple City at the same time?
I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told you back then. All right. First of all, it was weed, right? So, in really order to fucking, you know, that was always looked upon in the hustling world as like the lowest tier of hustling. It was almost like the scared hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what soft niggas do.
Soft
Now
niggas.
it's scamming.
Yeah, but you know, after you sell hard drugs for a long time and you realize, you know, you see your whole life flash in front of you, you know what I'm saying, for some shit that you ain't getting $1 off of no more. You dig what I'm saying though? You didn't help nobody, you ain't set up nothing, you just out the game. You know, and I'm talking about like crack, coke, and heroin. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being involved in that, especially being targeted in the war on the drugs. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So in 2000, after being locked up in 97, beating the case and all that, you know what I'm saying? I had to make a conscious decision like, all right, I'm not fucking with none of that shit. But I was addicted to hustling. As much as like people do drugs, I was as addicted to hustling as taking it. Making the money. Okay, I'm just being clear because some niggas just like the grind of it. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It wasn't just the money. It was more like the freedom. And it sounds crazy. Nigga talking about freedom selling drugs. It sounds
not having to do a 9 to 5. Or
it's like it's like I don't talk to I don't listen to none of that shit. Mm-hmm. I'm lawless. Like I don't listen to the law,
that
my
shit
nigga.
Applies to me.
I don't fuck with none of that shit, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I went on some straight like rebellious shit, but then I snapped out of it. Like, this shit is all about money though, my nigga. That's the real thrill, right? I'm like, fuck that coke shit. That shit, you know what I'm saying? Back then it was like, the numbers was like, 2 bricks of coke is 60,000, 30 a brick, right?
I just be like, where's
10
pounds money from?
10 pounds of haze though was like 60,000.
You're getting 6,000 a pound.
So the
instead of 30,000 a brick.
The point is, if you go spend 60 grand, if I go spend 60 grand, right? And I go buy 2 keys of coke, right? And versus me buying 10 pounds of haze, right? First of all, in the most, you know, psychotic way, it's like I'm licking 3 birds with 1 stone, fucking with the weed. Because 1, I'm not going to prison for the rest of my life if I get caught. 2, I'm actually making maybe about $2,000 more if I sell it wholesale.
Okay.
And 3, I'm getting wild clout and bitches off this shit. You feel me? You feel me though? And this is before clout was a thing.
Yeah,
Clout was something that was like, that people had because they was about something.
Yeah.
And they was doing shit. And they was outside. It could be a nigga who was the brokest nigga, but he had all the clout. It wasn't really about how much money you had.
It wasn't. It really was about what you was doing. My clout was playing ball and throwing bomb ass parties. Niggas knew they was coming to my parties. They was leaving with bitches. They was lit.
Let him tell it. And having the bitches, my nigga. Fuck
And
what you talking about?
I had the bitch. But the bitches came.
But you was,
that
listen,
wasn't
hold on.
really about-
But I'm gonna keep it
hold
real.
on.
I don't want to paint him out to be like a gigolo or nothing.
No.
He was just a person that basically the girls liked. You know what I'm saying? They was jacking and they started competing with each other. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was.
And it just became something that
I used that too
nobody
though,
could
but
think about it.
I used that play too. You know, a little later in life where I was like, I let the bitches play that off.
Yeah,
You did? Because once you bag one nice one, then it's like it was like a whole.
It's up.
It's
See,
up.
the niggas be always
Listen,
making.
listen.
It's just like music.
Don't listen to me, man. I'm just talking some shit from
Nah,
back in the
listen,
days. I ain't on that time.
But that's what everything. If you go get the top, if you go get one of the top bitches, the niggas and the bitches is gonna be looking at you like, who's that?
But listen.
It's the same way with the weed. You got the best weed. You got the best song. You wearing you the flashiest. You dress the best. You dope. It trickles down. It's a standard that you gotta come and you gotta meet with. And that's what carries around with everything. The bitches, your jewelry, your weed. Come on.
Yeah, but
So
it's a little bit different when you're doing it at different echelons. So what I'm gonna say with Shiest, he's known for having the best bud. So it's already, especially in New York at that time, when
Bro,
yeah, and
listen
then,
to me. Bro, listen. When I was in high school, I left high school to get money, right? When I started getting money, I wasn't getting a little bit of money. It wasn't like I left high school to go flip, fucking $100 pack. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like, I got into a situation on my own recognizance. It wasn't like I was under some drug dealers and I was working for niggas, you know what I'm saying? I went to go cop for my man, and I went out of town with my mans, and we busted down my family, you know what I'm saying? And we was making money. So it's like, I'm seeing wild bread, my nigga. Like,
even when it comes to the women with you.
women love money.
No, listen.
And they
no,
love
I
a
understand.
nigga who's well traveled and well versed.
No, but let me add on to the sauce.
Sorry, go ahead.
To this day, even though you're chilling, the whole porn world loves you. All them porn bitches still love you. I see all of them. You're on their timeline. Not they putting you in the
You
story.
know why? Because I'm not pursuing any of them.
No, yeah, I know.
That's why though. But I'm just telling you why they fuck with me.
Yeah.
Because they're pursued all the time.
All the time.
In the ways that are undisclosed to the public. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
So I don't pursue them in that way. I treat them as human beings.
That's the one thing they've always said. People treat them like objects and animals.
Yeah, I tap out of that because growing up and being in the hustle world, deep in the hustle world, I'm talking about that was my 9 to 5, so I took that serious. I just wasn't hustling on some shit like I just hustle when I make money. I was doing that shit on some stat shit. I wasn't writing numbers. I learned the numbers in my head. My mother's an accountant, so I learned the numbers. And we from campus. You know what I mean? Numbers, angles. That's something I specialize in, bro. You know what I mean?
I never, of all the things that I thought about, I never thought about that aspect of strategicness and
What you mean?
it goes because in our school you had your teachers, but your homeroom teacher was special. He wasn't the homeroom teacher we had.
He was like your parent a little bit.
He was not a man. And I give credit to Mr. Rogers. I wish that he was not
Mr.
a man.
Lana was my homeroom teacher.
Yeah. Oh, you wasn't in with Mr. Rogers?
I had drafted like third period, second period, and third period with Mr. Rogers.
All right. So Mr. Rogers was the style of dude that he was into who you was and who you could become. He was an extra teacher and a father, a lookout. They weren't just letting you get in trouble.
No.
They were trying to stop it. It was a different type of thing. If you had beef, I remember the Decepticons was trying to get at me my freshman year because they got me mixed up with somebody else and the girl capped like I was trying to fuck with her. And I wasn't. Bitch named Sherry. I won't ever forget it, right? My teacher, them niggas was knocking on the door with the hammer, like, yo, we gonna get you, nigga, and all this shit. I'm 14, 13 still, right? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck going on, but I gotta walk out this room. My teacher walked me to my class. And then she came and got me from my next class and walked me to my next class.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody's gonna do nothing.
That's how that's the type of school and the type of presence that we was in and the type of standard.
We were smart kids. We wasn't no like bad kids like that.
Nobody was bad.
If you was a bad kid, for you to get into that school was to tell you that you wasn't a bad kid.
Yeah.
It was to let you know, like, yo, you got a future. You just gotta tighten up. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Mm-hmm.
what it looks like now in the cannabis business, it seems like everyone's still fractured. And like when I see you, I see Burner, I see Gumbo, I see Viola. You know, I'm not too much, but I can remember the names. But I don't see nobody high tolerant colliding and combining together. What is that fracture? Or am I looking at it wrong?
You're not looking at it wrong. You're looking at it in a respectable way because it's a small industry, and you feel like you're not even in cannabis, and you can name all these names.
I can see it, yeah.
Right? So this is the thing, man. Like, all the names you name, right?
I understand. I got you. Listen,
he answered the question. Listen,
I got you.
Nah.
Let me tell you how I look at it.
I didn't say nothing.
You didn't have to?
I just said, I did a body gesture.
I know that.
But what I'm saying is, but listen what I'm saying though. In the history of businesses in America, right, when it comes to black culture, we play the lowest percentage of 2 to 3 to 5% realm. You dig what I'm saying? So to see it happen in cannabis, it's disappointing, but it's a reality of the history of American culture. And it's not to say that we can't change it, but the change happens when people understand the fact that you gotta stand up. Even, you know what I mean? In the cannabis world, when I look at it, a lot of the people who fight the hardest and who do the most advocacy don't even smoke weed. You dig what I'm saying? They just coming into this shit because they want something for the culture. It ain't just about the weed for them. They want to see black people win. You feel what I'm saying? But being that they don't know about the game, it's a hard transition. And that's why you said it looks fractured because it's like,
it's obvious and I'm not in it, but I can see business. I see it. I'm like,
you know,
what's up, Ghost?
Who comes up with the names?
What names for what?
Like
The companies? Oh.
Before it was like they had Skittles.
Piff, purple, haze.
Shiest Bubz.
The streets, nah. I'm gonna keep it real. I co-sign the names though. I'm not gonna hold you, but because I love it. I love the creative. That's what I always loved about.
The same weed, they just call it.
Nah, it don't always. No. Sometimes it do. Sometimes it do. But this is the whole thing, though, right? You know, the whole legacy of all these brands that you name is something signature about it, whether it was one time or whether it was continuous. You feel what I'm saying? So when you think of cookies, right?
I think of Burner.
You think of Burner, but the first weed that comes to your head, see, for you, Gary Payton, but for me, it's Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout, yeah.
Girl Scout cookies. I remember that.
You dig what I'm saying? It's Girl Scout cookies because that's the brand that he launched it off with.
Okay.
When you say Viola, right? What's the...
Niggas was saying the Girl Scout cookies is just Skittles.
Nah. No.
Yo.
Trust me, it wasn't, bro. It was his own...
I'm not gonna
Yeah, it's his own thing, bro.
But I'm saying, like, I don't know who comes up with these names.
The streets. The street.
It's marketing.
Yo, look.
It's the same. It's marketing.
How about this, right?
Why don't he
This is the
accept this
freakiest.
marketing?
This is the freakiest part. There's so many tiers of this shit, right? You have craft grow, which is, you know, what we would like to just call like someone who cultivates their own weed, who introduce their own genetics, right? You dig?
Yeah.
I don't even want to start naming names because I don't even want to hear no comments about shit.
Yeah, you know,
If
it's
you
gonna go
fucking
out.
know, you know, man.
Yeah,
I ain't got time for
You gotta be in the 10%.
I ain't got time for
Go and do your
research.
petty
explain all of
back
that.
chat.
Yeah.
You dig? I ain't got time for petty back chat. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But then there's a tier, right, of growing weed where it's mass produced. Most flavors. Is the love and tender loving care going into it?
No.
But it's weed.
But it's weed. Okay? Is that now if you grow lemon cherry gelato, right? And then you mass producing it though. Okay? But I'm over here and I'm singing to it. I'm fucking on my shit. You dig? I got way less weed than what you got. You know what I'm saying? My shit coming out different than
Way
yours.
potent.
That's it.
But check this out. That's to my palate. A entry level smoker might like your shit better.
You don't even care.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
So you understand what I'm saying?
It's the same shit.
No. How is it the same?
You can't match, but
Like what's the new shit? Belucci? What's the shit?
How is it the same?
Like 8 niggas got the Belucci, but they all smell like this nigga should smell the same, but this is more potent.
Do you know?
Weird.
Do you know what a pheno hunt is?
No.
Okay.
Gotta
I'm
explain.
explaining. I'm explaining.
Let him marinate. He gonna give you
I'm giving you the KISS explanation. Keep it simple, stupid shit. You dig what I'm saying? So a pheno hunt is here's a mother plant, right? She gives off some seeds. Okay, she got the seeds. You got like 100 seeds, right? It's just like real children. Each one of those seeds has its own specific genetic makeup, even though it's from the same mother. You put them in, you grow them. You look at them, some might be skinny, some might be fat, some might be bushy, some might be, you know what I'm saying? Dark green, some might be a little lighter green. You pick what you want, you dump the rest. You abort the rest. You dig what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
You feel me? So yeah, it's the same, but it ain't. Now say I clone it, right? Which is like almost like trying to make identical. That's the term of clone, right?
Yeah.
So I make a clone, right? So now I make a clone. I got the same clone as me and her, right? I grow the clone, she grows a clone. I use a different soil than her. Is it the same?
No.
I'm just saying.
I got.
That's just. Listen, that's just
That's
basic.
That's
basic. That's basic. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
Common sense shit.
I got a series of questions I want to get off.
Good. Let's go.
Y'all been really in this culture a long time. And he said something, and even though I'm not a smoker, I can co-sign this. Back then, it was a lot of trash weed. Is there such thing as bad weed now with so much quality? Does that exist?
Yes.
Like, at what percentile, though? Like, how is it harder to run into bad bud now?
Is
For
it harder?
me, yeah.
It's hard to run into bad bud? Everybody got good bud?
It's harder. No.
Like, it's tough to find
Everybody
bad.
definitely does not have good bud.
You don't have the same sources as you.
No, I understand. Yeah, that's true. But like,
I'm going to his house.
it's hard to ask.
It's a different.
Like, how
bad.
often do you run into bad bud? And this is a loaded question because it's gonna be what 2%, if that high.
Niggas running the bad bud, bro. I was overseas and when niggas is tapped out, they get.
Yo, in my time of knowing this
Yo,
guy,
listen, I'm not here to fuck up nobody's bag.
no, I understand.
But there's always a ratio. Listen,
What's the ratio?
back in the days, it was like, if you ask me, it was like 90-10.
What?
Yeah,
Bad weed to good.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
He preaching right now. Go ahead.
No. Real.
I agree.
Listen, that was
90-10.
Listen.
Yeah.
And that's being generous.
You had Shiest Bubz. You had Ganja Lady. You
Listen,
had Branson. I knew the niggas.
Forget the names. Forget the names. Because it's a $1 billion industry. I'm just saying, it's $1 billion industry of unseen and unheard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Understood.
Listen, when I used to be really like going crazy with it back in the early 2000s and you know and up to 2010 and you know even listen, I used to be like, yo, my nigga who's the plug, I was like, I'm the emperor. Who is he?
Wow.
Who is he?
Got you.
But guess what? He wasn't in it for the clout. He never, not to this goddamn day. You dig what I'm saying? Because guess what, man? A lot of bad things happen with that. It wasn't just one side of the coin of good things. It's a flip side of death, of bad things. You know what I'm saying? Jail, fucking lost friendships. You know what I'm saying? All of those things that happen in anything. You dig what I'm saying? That you can't count out. You dig? Like, so.
So you said it was 90-10 back then. What's the ratio now?
To be honest, it's so big now.
Yeah.
It's different.
You
It's
know,
hard.
That's what I said.
I
It
can't
might
really.
be 70-30 on the low end.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, niggas got bud.
That's what I'm saying. Is there such thing
Niggas
as
do
bad
it.
weed now?
It's a lot.
It's hard to run into bad weed.
No, you know when I
What you
got some
thinking,
bad
S?
weed? When I was in Long Island City,
Oh.
Remember? I think we was all together.
Yeah. I remember that.
It was bad weed.
Yeah.
Bad weed is basically how a person stores the weed also. You dig what I'm saying? Because a lot of times I go to sessions and I see a lot of vendors, right? And them niggas be having their bags open on the table with the shit dead open. Like,
It dries it out, correct?
I don't know what the fuck it does to that shit, but it's not a good thing. Because if it's some real good ass weed, you want to protect that shit at all costs.
You want to keep it fresh.
You want to put that shit in the jar, open it, take a bite out,
Oh, word.
get the pump, take
Get
the air out.
I'm not saying you get
You
the
know what I'm
air
saying?
out.
You
I
wanna-
got you.
What's a good in the cigar world, right? People, because you know those flavors be too rough or harsh for certain people starting, so they give them like a vanilla cognac type of vibe. What's a good entry bud flavor that for somebody starting out?
I think
Yeah.
I think that
Or should it be like
my palate has changed over the years, but what I generally stick to is original. When I say original, like basic tobacco broadleaf. I'm a tobacco person. Like, I think maybe I'm addicted to tobacco, but
You do like tobacco. That's why you like these woods. But she roll these woods bomb. I'm not tasting the wood like that.
so
papers? All right.
So where's the industry going? How are you gonna make money on it? And how are general people gonna be able to make money on it moving forward? Because the government's trying to regulate this shit like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
they definitely playing games, right now. See, it's not really my business to speak on it because I'm not actually in that part of the business. So I don't like giving my viewpoints on things that I'm actually not like putting my foot in.
Is it because your voice is that impactful? It could shift culturally.
Yeah,
that is an angle.
But a lot of times people blurt shit, and we live in an era when people blurt shit out, right? To mislead the public or mislead people for their own self gain.
Yeah.
And my mission, right? Like, I'm the New York City Grand Marshal of Cannabis. People be like, what is that? What does that mean? What it means is that I got acknowledged by the city for basically
Being a leader in the cannabis shit.
transitioning, showing transition.
Okay.
Not today, but I've been showed that throughout my journey. Not just today, not just on the day when they're like, oh, who should we pick? Oh, Shiest Bubz, he's doing this. He got a pocket. It wasn't about that. It was about
the history.
It was about the history of Purple City. It was about Smokers Club. It was about Every Day's My Birthday. It was about Dipset. It was about the tours. You understand what I'm saying? It was about merchandise. It was
about to say fashion.
It was about moving forward, right? And it was about
different.
moving forward and still being that voice and having impacts on the way niggas move their businesses around. You dig what I'm saying, my nigga? Not saying I started nothing nobody did, because everyone started their own shit. But as far as being like a blueprint between a brand, me, Johnny Shipe, Smoke Dizzle, we done fuck with the best brands in cannabis since day one. Wiz Khalifa, Currency, Raw Papers, Burner, fucking, the list goes on. Redman, Method Man, Be Real. I mean, I'm just saying though, it's not even like.
And you're not clout.
No, it's not about clout. I'm just saying all the things that happen that when someone says, "Oh, you doing it now?" Like, doing it now? I've been in moments that I dreamt of. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in these other podcasts, it's like we grew up on the Method Man and Redman. He ain't even that much older than a nigga. You dig what I'm saying, though, bro? But those shits were still influential records, even smoking weed. How to Roll a Blunt, Redman? Coming from Morgan? That was in college, 92, 93, 94. No, 95. That was Redman.
Yeah.
95.
Yeah.
Come on, my nigga.
When Redman dropped that. 92.
You shit me? Like, this was about all these accomplishments.
But do people care about legacy now, y'all?
Doesn't matter. For me, I do.
I'm just asking.
It's tricky because
I'm
just asking.
You know what? People have to see somebody believe in something so they could believe in it too. Because guess what? Niggas ain't believing weed back in the days until niggas see me coming through with big chains, doing videos, doing mixtapes. Now you're like, he went from that to that? Oh, nah, we not buying no more. Like I was saying before about the coke, they not buying that. They buying weed.
But Shiest, you just an anomaly, and I'm gonna say,
Go
like
ahead.
you and
I'm gonna
Esso,
let you say
and I'm gonna let you rock. When you was doing everything with Purple City, you had a West Coast aura, but you weren't imitating no West Coast dude. I still felt like you was a New Yorker. So like you looked like you was from every part of every city in this country. I'm like, he looked like he from Miami. He looked like he from Inglewood. He looked like he from Atlanta, Charlotte, Chicago, and Harlem.
Well,
and he could go to Brooklyn at the same time.
Well, check it. Hustling, and this is no cap. You know what I'm saying? Before niggas know me as Shiest Bubz, the Purple City nigga, Dipset nigga, I was outside for real. And I was in all those motherfucking states getting money. I was in Florida doing shiesty shit, the work, you heard? I was in ATL. I was in motherfucking Texas. I was in motherfucking Chicago. I was all through the tri-state. I was all in fucking Cali getting weed since 92. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I go to a different city, I gotta be DC, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Baltimore.
But you could see it in your music.
But listen, though, when I'm there, I gotta be a chameleon. Because guess what? When you go to any of these towns in New York, nigga, especially in the 90s, you're not a target. You kind of like glorified. Niggas fuck with you.
We talking about the 90s. Like
they love you and they hate you.
We wasn't.
They love you and they hate you.
The chicks loved you, period. But the niggas it all depends on if you vibe with them or not. If they was rocking with you.
So I played.
But the New York nigga was always special.
So I played chameleon to where a nigga meet me and he thinks that I'm actually from the town. He just ain't like, you been here the whole time. I'm like, I'm from New York. Then they be like, oh, you that nigga. Don't even tell niggas you from New York. Like, you feel me though? Cause I go chameleon on them. I go chameleon and I change into wherever my environment is, my nigga.
But what about vision?
Vision?
Because I'm saying this for the point of, on the last show, we talked about how Dame Dash had given you the ultimatum, yo. You either gonna rap or you gonna sell weed, right? You chose to sell weed, right? Nobody would have had that vision.
Or
anybody would have just said, yo, at that time, Dame, Rockefeller, I'm gonna rock with what Dame say, I'm gonna get this rap thing. But you had the vision to say, like, I'm not gonna fuck with this rap thing because that's short term. Or the vision is long term.
So did you see something in rap that
I'm gonna tell you,
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what it was is. My whole weed thing was my business at the time. And it was making me money. And I was using it as a tool to maneuver from the streets and then transition into the industry and to figure out those plays. Because what I realized in the industry is that people was underpaid and they felt unappreciated. Unappreciated. You know what I'm saying? So when I came in, I was like, oh, well, here, I got weed. Well, here, you see how I was like, yeah, you can hold that? I was like, oh, here. It's like, I just gave him medicine.
Hey, you can't tell Big Bub nothing about Shiest Bubz right now because he left here with weed. Anytime his name come up, it's hot standards.
He was on my mixtapes back in the days. That's why I was like, damn. Niggas used to be hiding niggas from niggas. Niggas ain't really want niggas.
He literally said the same thing.
Told niggas.
No, he literally said the exact same thing.
Niggas be like, Randy's coming, everybody leave. I just want to do business with him because I don't want you to meet him and like him and want to chill with him because then we got a problem. Nah, I don't want you chilling with that nigga. Real talk. I mean, it's, to be honest,
niggas been blocking me like
the
that.
The game. I'm about to say the game is like that now. We're being blocked at all costs. At all costs, we being blocked. So the fact that we keep fucking filming and recording and people keep knowing niggas and niggas' names keep going and you're on old shows and the old shows is still banging and you're on these shows and these other niggas' shows you still banging. Yo, it shows up. Yo, and the
Trust
more
me, I feel it too.
And the more
I see it with you, man.
I don't care.
No, I don't mean it.
Let me tell you something.
It fucks with me.
Don't let it fuck with you. Let me tell you something.
Let me ask him a question.
The president is not the richest nigga in the world.
Let me ask him a question,
What the fuck
Shiest.
you talking about?
If you can see it in Shiest, do you see it happening in your own situation?
It's always tough when you're in the tornado.
Nigga,
everybody else could see.
Nigga, if you can't see this tornado, yo, if me and Ghost and Shiest know that BagFuel is being blocked and you can't see it, fuck with this nigga being blocked. You better figure out what the fuck is going on with you, nigga.
Word.
Because we are high priority. The only reason why we living is because the people that's watching and fuck with us know we not lying and capping. And we having niggas like these niggas come on the show. Then we have other niggas like Big Bub that tells niggas like, yo, this has been going on. Niggas are understanding the reason why niggas gotta get blocked, right?
You know what it is, Rand? It's trauma.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's trauma. And we was talking about
trauma
this.
from
We know
what?
me,
No,
you
It's a
also
setup. You opened the door.
I was
Trauma
about to
from
get
what?
to it, but go ahead,
Trauma from
but go
what?
ahead.
What's
Do
the
it.
trauma?
Do it.
Trauma?
Yeah.
I was about
Go
What
for
is
it,
the
Deb.
trauma from?
Yeah. Let's explore
Where's
this.
my water? Hold on. See, this is why I told you my interview's been longer these days.
No, we was talking off camera, so
You know what I'm saying? And I'm still dealing with issues. Just
Understood.
let you know.
Yeah.
Just let it be known. I'm still dealing with some shit.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? But I've been able to identify it.
Mm.
It's like taking layers off of something to see, like, oh shit, that's right there. Let me just clean that up too now. You dig what I'm saying? But the traumas are just things, you know what I'm saying? Being black, being in this urban culture, you know what I'm saying? That we carry with us from small, from young. And things that we endure that we kind of, as men, alphas, because this is a man's conversation. This ain't, women, we know they traumatized. They got all types of trauma shit for women.
We
and
got
all
that.
But men, we don't have that. We don't even have the conversation, you know what I'm saying, in a masculine way for it to be, you know what I'm saying, for someone to feel that shit.
Mm.
You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I went to this lady when I was in LA. I was having back issues for like 6 years, fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Basically disabled. So when people, give me accolades about shit that I've done in the last 6 years, I'd be like, damn, thank you, but like, I've been suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn near disabled, because my back fucked up, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be humble, because I can't really go too crazy, because I don't want to hurt
Understand.
myself. You dig what I'm saying? So when I went to LA recently, I was on another podcast, First Smoke of the Day, and they was like, talking about the trip, the plane ride, and I was like, yeah, it's first class, you know what I'm saying? I had to lay out. He's like, oh, I went to the Muscle Whisperer, she fixed my back. And I had been following this lady for 3 years, right? And I hit her up. She's like, come over here. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to come here a year and a half ago. Look at this last text message. Like, I was like, yeah. So I went over there, and I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. I thought I didn't know what she was going to do, to be honest with you. I seen the trauma release, but I'm like, I'm not traumatized. Like, you feel me? I ain't got no traumas. What is she talking about? But let's see what happens, though. I went, she started doing my legs and shit. Shit hurt a lot, you know what I'm saying? Her shit is the Muscle Whisperer. I'm gonna give her a little promo. THA, the Whisperer, the Muscle Whisperer, right? THA. So she did the shit, you know what I mean? And when she finished the first session, I was like, oh shit, my back. I can touch the floor and all that. I was like, oh shit. But the trauma that was attached was to like getting ass whippings as a kid, though. You feel me? And like, I don't know if you got ass whippings before, but you brace up. You kind of like lock your lower back and tighten your ass, like no homo. Like,
You didn't take it for as part of course. That's how we grew up,
Right.
and that was love.
That's what he did. That's how he took it.
That's how I took
But when
it.
you went to the Muscle Whisperer, she explained
It
what
was
your
his-
back problem. This is where this is a part.
This is part of your trauma.
This
Right?
is
It's deep rooted.
no, it got because me and him. See, he not gonna be able to get through all of this shit because we talked about this shit for mad long. So.
Pardon
But
me.
go ahead.
Right? So
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. But then it turned into some other shit about why I was getting the ass whippings and how I viewed it. Because I it's like you get an ass whipping, you locking up until you're not no more. Till you it makes you tougher. And then when you get older, you like, it's a thing now with the homies. Like, you got ass whippings? Oh, you soft. You feel me though? Like, you ain't tough, nigga. You ain't built like that, nigga. You gonna flinch. You gonna flinch, nigga. Shut up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So you not flinching no more. But to flinch is to jerk your body too. You dig what I'm saying? Now you're not flinching. Now you just building up more trauma in your shit. More trauma. To the next thing you know, I'm like, I ain't injured myself. I ain't hurt myself. Why is my back hurting? So when she released my legs, it made me identify with that shit and kind of get that shit out and tap into it. My back cleared up. Then I went back to her. She did my arms. The trauma that was related to my arms and shit was about being locked up about 1,000 times. And then when I say 1,000 times, like a lot of times.
Yeah.
More than 10. All right. And, building up this thing, same thing with ass whippings. Like, how many times you been locked up? Oh, you never been locked up? This nigga soft. This nigga crack. As soon as he get locked up, this nigga gonna tell. You heard? And somebody was like, yo, but after you get locked up once or twice, wouldn't you learn your lessons? Like, that was marketing at the time, too. Like, Nigga going to jail, basically.
How many times you been locked up, nigga?
That was a
Who,
bad
me?
John.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, like,
Yo, where you been at, nigga?
You're not
Yeah.
official if you didn't get.
knows you, nigga?
yeah, you feel what I'm saying? And to not go to prison is also like, you ain't been to prison, nigga.
You're not a hustler.
I ain't even go to prison, so you know all my arrests was like weed arrests. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When I figured out the streets and how to get money, I was going to jail every other week to make money. I was prepared to go to jail, to go through the tombs and be like, yo, I got it, come to my block, come to my block. You dig? Niggas ask me, yo, what's your demographic? What's your audience? What's my audience? My audience from the jail cell to motherfucking billionaires, man. Because I serving their kids, you heard? As a circle. You know what type of shit we be into?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, from that to that, from rich to poor, weed.
Same day. Yo, moments apart.
The same
moments
fucking
apart.
day.
Moments apart.
The same work.
Yo, I'm going over here, and yo, I'll be over there in 45 minutes.
That's a
nigga.
fact. And it's like, yo, y'all have something in common.
Yeah.
You don't got nothing. He got everything.
Yeah.
But y'all got something in common. Y'all smoking the same weed. And guess what? Y'all both got it from me. Common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your doctor. Listen,
You're
man.
supplying the psychiatry and the medicine.
Man, Shiest Bubz.
So the whole trauma shit, you know, just to cap it
Yeah.
off, you know what I'm saying? It made me tap into my life. And when I look at niggas and I feel, you know what I'm saying, the walls that people put up, that's why we can't collaborate, because there's all these walls of trauma that people have suffered. And people, a lot of people have intricate stories, man, of mental illness. You dig what I'm saying?
Shiest
That
Bubz,
you
this shit
can,
goes round and round.
yeah, that you have, that it's hard to be empathetic to, but you must, in order to understand how to kind of release the trauma and at least attack it in some type of way to free yourself. Because now that my traumas is going, look, I look a little slimmer.
Oh no, we spoke off
sitting
camera. I'm
upright.
like, yo, bro, what's
you feel me? My back
Has it
ain't
translated
hurting.
into more money?
Of course. You know why? Because my drive is back.
Mm-hmm.
As far as wanting to move around. I ain't want to move around, even though it seems like I'm everywhere. I am everywhere, but I'm just in pain. Now I could be out and really shaking and being like, yo, let's do this, and kind of show like the older generation, not just our generation or the younger people, show the older people like, yo, it's some fun still left.
Yeah, you ain't done. You ain't in the nursing home.
Yeah, that's why I love this 50th year hip hop shit. I love this shit right now because I love to see all the old rappers get their flowers. You
It's
know what
good
I'm saying?
to see that.
It is. Yo, listen, man. Next year it's gonna go back to the 49th,
To the regular shit.
to the 49th year of hip hop.
Yeah, it's
You know
regular
what I'm
shit.
saying? God bless if they could keep it going, but it's just good to see them get their flowers,
they getting their flowers,
and
man.
get recognized for music that we love.
And people got mad at me on that tip when I said, yo, I don't think that these older rappers should keep putting out records. Not because they can't rap. Some of them are not gonna be able to keep rapping. That's the first thing.
But I just told my man that. He was like, yo, you know, I was like, yo, look, it's like us. It's like somebody saying to me and you, right? Yo, y'all just gonna be in media forever? Y'all just gonna be talking forever?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm
not.
saying, I'm a speaker. My shit evolves though. I'm not just doing,
but I'm
you know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. It should evolve to something else. I'm not downplaying it.
They need a Cap album though. Everyone, I think all of these old rappers, I think that, I'm saying that in a cool way.
No,
though.
I know.
I'm saying that in a, I'm an old nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I'm saying not because I don't think that they're not good, right? It's because everything that would be due or need to be done for them in the old rapper where they were at these labels is not gonna be done. And if they got to do it themselves, they're not gonna do it correctly. I just don't want them ruining their legacies.
Right.
When you have a dope ass legacy, that's all I'm saying.
So what they
I'm not
supposed
saying
to
they
do?
trash. Every rapper is every rapper is not gonna
Open a
be
barbershop?
LL where he could not rap for years and still
let me
put
ask
out
you this.
records and be able to really write rhymes.
I feel
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
so where do you see them? Because in the NBA, they go into commentating and opening business and stuff like that. So where do you see, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay, all right.
Where do you see the vision for, you know, these artists to
right now
flourishing
in other
after their record? Because there's a lot of records.
Okay.
There's a lot of artists that are younger than
let me
us
say that.
who ain't even had a record in 10 years.
Look. Whatever they're passionate, whatever they're good at, right? Or they have to reinvent themselves within the business based upon the relationships that they have. You might need to involve smarter people around you, but in this day and age, if people are paying me money to market their product, somebody that has popularity can get marketing for their product. Whether you're exploring the money and trying to see if it's out there, so many people are big for other things. 50 Cent is big, or pause, just as big of a celebrity because of what he's doing as an executive. So is Jay-Z. It's time to evolve. You don't have to rely on rapping all the time. Like, it can be something else behind that. Dame Dash has done many other things besides being a record exec. He's in sneakers right now. It's all about your relationship, television. It's all about evolving and finding a passion and really exploring it. It could be real estate.
But sometimes, here's the thing though, you don't know. And think about this, with the podcast and the media thing, you ain't know. And it's not because you weren't looking. And you found, go for it.
I'm gonna say that, but once I found the passion, right? I built upon the passion.
Yeah.
I went home and thought about ways into making money so I could keep doing what I'm doing. I had to evolve. As a businessman if I wanted to keep doing this. And that's all I'm saying. Take your business rappers. You're smart. You have smart people around you. If you're not that smart, you got your lawyers. Talk with your team and think about how you evolve.
Like Bun B.
I always say it's about black people, and I'm gonna end this shit just like this. I always say it's about black people. We always seeing stuff at the end. The key is seeing it before and having some foresight and taking action upon that foresight. So when you transition, you don't look like you doing it because you have to. Do it because you want to.
I want to say.
Go ahead.
No, this is for the three of us. Bubsy, is there any way we could collaborate and put a strain out?
Of course.
We got it. What you thinking, Essence?
So I'm gonna tell you, look, the way we do that is
because it's up.
You know, being at the audience that we targeted is basically everyone. Right? It's about business. It's about all these things. It's about the gas. It's about fuel. You know what I'm saying? So I like going state to state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And targeted markets that we big in, other than our own market. You dig what I'm saying? And drop in those markets. You dig what I'm saying? So maybe we should take a trip out to Cali, where the best weed has actually been consistently grown at. You know what I'm saying?
What about Seattle?
Seattle's a nice place too. We could go up there.
No, I'm just saying.
Want to drop some shit in Seattle?
Listen, I'm always down to make it happen.
If we be in a Sean Kemp store, we in there.
Let's make that happen.
I'm always down to make it happen. BagFuel, like, subscribe, super thanks, all that. Follow Shiest Bubz on Instagram.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? He's easy to find. He's the only Shiest Bubz.
He had the blue check before you could pay for it.
And don't follow my fake pages, man. I don't have nothing to do with that, man. They won't let me report them. I don't know what to tell y'all. It's The Heavy Smoke. It's Shiest Bubz. It's The Smokers Club. Talk to me nice.
Hey, we out of here.